intent from the Orgway perspective of why this production?
Well, to be fair to everybody, hi. Part of the reason I reached out to Ricardo and Nora on the first day I could was because I thought it was important that we be part of the dialogue. I understand why the article is offensive, and I'm sorry. The headline in particular is inconsiderate in the extreme. But our intent of doing West Side Story and In the Heights was to provide audiences with interesting, thought-provoking stories and to do a great Ordway original work. And Ordway original work that doesn't include anybody from the Twin Cities isn't an Ordway original.
I know a lot of Latino actors, Latinx actors here in town, a lot of dancers. I recognize nobody in the cast list. Now, I don't know everybody. So when you tell me that a majority were in there, I don't know who they are. If you know, you can tell me, then I'd like to include them in our audition process so that we can give them an opportunity here, because I don't know who they are.
If you look at the work that James and the team has done, I think there are lots of examples of blind casting at the Ordway. And we deserve to take a lot of heat for a lot of things, but I think there's much more casting that goes against the comment you've made in our plays than are recognized.
Yeah, just quickly. Do you feel like there's a difference between color-blind casting or non-traditional casting?
Diversity, equity, inclusion is sort of one of the top 3 things on my plate every single day. It's what my job is. I have come from the school that I think casting can be totally blind. And if you look at a picture of my family, it is.
I do think it's really important not to use the term colorblind, because at 10,000 Things, and I think this is a much more common word, and I think most theaters would use the word color conscious casting.
Okay.
So you can't just cast the best actor, no matter what their color, in a part. It takes a lot of consideration of the history that particular actor's ethnicity has faced, their history of oppression, or that gender. And then, the way I like to think about it is it's opening up possibilities. So in other words, there's actually great joy in casting someone from a group that has constantly played the subservient role in a powerful role, and making sure that throughout the production, the way you cast it, that balancing and releasing of possibilities by casting people as they've never had a chance to be cast before, the joy and the energy of that is released, and what happens when you do that is that translates to your audience, who has the chance to see themselves or see others in roles that has never happened before. So I would actually, I think there's a lot of thought that has to go into it. It isn't blind at all, and I do feel like there needs to be a lot more of it in the Twin Cities. I think particularly by those institutions that have been largely white and run by white men. There still is not enough imagination put into that.
I have a lot of thoughts in my head, but the things that are sticking with me right now is heart combined with imagination, and also crashing against the pain of stories that carry a lot of meaning and a lot of karma, in a way, from the way past, and from cultural clashes between creators that don't necessarily understand a culture, and a culture that also, as you mentioned earlier, sort of needs to feel represented and needs to see themselves on stage.
Remember that even within what we like to call the Latino community, the African American and or Black community, the Asian community, there's actually nationalities, ethnic groups, languages that are put under an umbrella for simplification, for solidarity, for many political and reasons that sometimes we adopt and sometimes are imposed on us.
I'd like for it to be more inclusive. I'd like for our voices, our audiences, everybody to have an equal shot.
We say the wrong words, and we make mistakes, and we don't always get it right, and we don't always agree. It's part of the conversation, but it's an important part of what we're doing. We've put a huge focus on the board. By 2018, the board of the Ordway will reflect demographically the city of St. Paul. James mentioned that he's leaving at the end of the year. It's not in a few months. And we will be inviting the artistic community to come together, talk about what skills we're looking for in our next person to lead our theatricals. It's not a gimmick. That's a way to get input and feedback and hopefully make the right choice for the person that should succeed. All of these things are important.
Thank you for doing the uncomfortable dance with us, with ALMA, with the audience, with the artists who are here that is part of the community.
Thank you so much.